Hey YouTube, so this is our first video back. We are super stoked for all the views that you guys given us for the Royal Rumble video. We are still to this day in disbelief, only 2 weeks later, over 100,000 views. We are so thankful. Is there anything you want to add, Ben?
100,000 views, neither of us could have ever imagined.
I know, we kept checking every single day. Like, we just started this channel a few weeks ago with just hopes of our friends watching and just to get our opinions out there. We only thought, a couple hundred people would watch. Like, we never expected it to be over 120,000 people. That is so epic. Like, we are so grateful. And, we basically wanted to do a video for you guys because you guys left a ton of comments on our Rumble video. We're here to answer a lot of your comments. So what we want to do is we're going to answer a lot of the top rated comments on our Rumble video and give an actual response rather than just a written response, because I feel like it's much easier to do it this way, that way, and plus we can say more things that we want to say. I'm going to start off first with people addressing what I said in the Rumble video. Now, before I quickly start, I would just wanted to say that in the Royal Rumble, anyone really has a chance to win, and I obviously was rooting for my favorites because if you really think about the Rumble in general as a whole, and I think you can agree, the Rumble usually is well known for elevating newer talent and building new stars. So with, guys like Owens and Wyatt and, people like that who I did want to win initially, I don't really think it was that really far-fetched to root for them when a lot of people, even on forums and stuff like that, actually had them pegged to win as well, especially Bray Wyatt. So for me to cheer them on, I don't really think that was that outlandish. I think it was okay. And I understand why Triple H won, and I'm okay with that now. Obviously in the video, it didn't really look like I was, okay with that because I was very heated at what happened. I didn't really feel like he needed to win. However, I do understand that what they're doing is, to have one last-ditch effort of putting Roman over at Mania to beat Triple H, and I get that. That's what Vince wants, and I respect it. Like I said, I was just upset in that moment only because I wanted a newer guy to win, someone who I felt that was very deserving. It didn't happen that way, and it is what it is,
We were, at least for me, I was hoping they could have done Roman Triple H. Didn't need for either Triple H or Roman to actually win the Rumble itself.
Right.
I understand for storyline purposes that it was the best choice they felt to go with.
Especially with all the people who are injured right now.
Well, that too. But, I felt at least Triple H was better than Roman winning because Roman was just too
predictable.
It had the Cinderella type ending.
Yes. Yep.
Roman overcomes the odds, and then the big bad leader comes in and tries to take over and make sure Roman doesn't win. But it was like 99 all over again. It seems like.
Yes, absolutely, with the corporate screw job.
Yeah, similar concept. Literally how it happened.
Yes.
Roman was with the exception of the title being on the line, Roman was number one. Triple H wasn't number 2 as Vince was in 99. Triple H was number 30, and he was a surprise, kind of, even though we all saw it coming. But it was just like...
Well, just to add to what you're saying, which is really true, he is right, because Vince is well notorious for actually recycling storylines from decades ago. This is not the first storyline he's recycled. So, like I said, I don't absolutely, despise Roman. He's definitely not my favorite by any means. I prefer a lot of the younger talent.
I was personally hoping for a swerve, even though I knew it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't necessarily bad booking, because the Rumble itself was actually really good.
It was, by the way. The Rumble was good, and I apologize to people who thought that I thought wasn't good. I was upset that a lot of my favorites were out so early.
Compared to last year, and even the year, last year.
Last year was a shit show. I think we can all agree.
2014 was okay, but the ending was bad.
That was problematic because of the CM Punk thing too. So.
Well, but the Rumbles 2013, 12, horrible, 11. A little too much going on, but that's neither here nor there. This was actually the best actual Rumble in years.
Yes, it actually was a really good Rumble. From, start to finish, it was really good. So that's basically just what I wanted to add to it. So now we're going to start answering your comments. And one more thing just to add, we will be doing live reaction videos for every single main event pay-per-view and undercard to the pay-per-views as well. So definitely keep subscribing, and we're looking forward to making a lot more videos for you guys. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start addressing the comments first, and then Vinny will follow up with some people that have addressed him. The first comment just randomly, and I will not be giving usernames out because sometimes you guys do the most with your usernames, so I just want to just read the questions. Someone said here, which got a lot of thumbs up, Ambrose is not a mid-carder. What are you saying? Okay, my answer to this is clearly Ambrose is a mid-carder. He is an upper mid-carder, you guys. Ambrose holds the IC belt, which is a mid-card title. Is it not?
I will, to respond to that, at the moment, yes, he is in the upper mid card. However, he is in the main event picture.
I will actually
and he was in
counter.
the final two over Roman.
Let me counter that though. Even though he was in the main event picture, he's not in the main event picture for every single pay-per-view, which deems that he's not necessarily a main eventer, like a full main eventer.
No, when you're basing the whole show on one guy, which is a problem in itself. I understand Roman's being pushed, but even back in the day when Stone Cold was being pushed as the guy, The Rock was still being pushed at the time. You know, even when Cena was being pushed, Orton was being pushed also. It's like there's not a number. They're pushing Roman so much that they don't have a number 2 guy.
Right, exactly. And you know, that just leads into something that I'm going to get into a little bit later with that they need to build more stars and not just like focused on Roman. I mean, my dad even said that they need to build more stars and not only, you know, focused on Roman. I mean, when you only put one guy and you put all the weight on one guy and what if he gets injured, then Vince is kind of like grasping at straws, you know, to build more people.
And people who are famous during the Attitude Era are holding the title.
Exactly.
And I have no problem.
Which I know is nostalgic for some people, like you. He grew up in that, so
I have no problem with Triple H holding the title. I do, however, have a problem with him not defending the title at Fastlane.
Yeah, I think all of our friends, and I think everybody can agree with that. I mean, I understand why, because they want to make that the main event of Mania, put Roman over, but someone said, it's bad booking if it's not who you want to win. I understand how it can come off like that. I didn't actually think it was booked bad. However, the ending, I didn't... okay. There's so many guys out right now on the injured list that Vince is kind of clawing and grasping at straws to choose something to do. You know, did Triple H need that win? No. Do I understand why he won? Absolutely. Am I okay with it? Yeah, but at the end of the day, Roman will win at Mania. So, you know, I think that anybody who hates on Roman, I mean, I'm not the biggest Roman fan. Vinny's not the biggest Roman fan. We got to get used to it. I mean, he's going to be champ for a while. So, you know, it is what it is. And I can't really change it. You know, I can definitely understand where you guys are coming from thinking that, wow, this girl just started watching wrestling. No, I've been watching for a long time. A very, very long time. I'm a huge fan, very knowledgeable. But like I said, it was the Rumble. Anyone had a chance to win. That's all I was saying.
I've been watching all my life as well.
Exactly.
I mean, you want to say we're marks, and that's your opinion. And I guess maybe that looking by that guy's username, he's probably much older than both of us. However, you know, we weren't just because we didn't like what happened. It was a live reaction. We were in the moment. Right,
it was the heat of the moment. And like I understand what he's saying, like if it doesn't fit our narrative, it's deemed bad booking. I get that. However, the Rumble, I don't really think that, you know, there is a narrative there because anybody could have won. Like, you know, like we wanted something fresh, something new, like, you know.
And they could have booked the Triple H Roman storyline not for the title, but however, I do understand why they did what they did, and like, it wasn't the worst Rumble. And Triple H winning was a better choice than Roman, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes,
because Roman had just won last year.
Exactly. And
however, it's not 2002 or 99.
Exactly. I also want to add another thing that Triple H and Roman, this storyline is a little problematic because right after Roman took out Triple H on TLC, 2 days later, he was at NXT London, like, trying to sell the injury. Like, no, it was just, it looked really bad, and he totally broke kayfabe, but I just thought that was funny. But But yeah, so to add on to more comments, I also want to say, like, I think people are allowed to be marks. You know, it is a wrestling show. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's got a reaction. You know, just because my opinion is different from yours doesn't make me a dumb bitch. Doesn't make me a stupid slut. Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like in 2016 with YouTube, it's like modern day sexism. So just because a woman has a difference of opinion from you doesn't make me stupid, doesn't make me uneducated. It means that I just have a different opinion. If a guy was up here with a different opinion than you would respect it. You're not going to call him an idiot or talk shit. People don't do that because, you know.
I want to address a lot of backlash that I've actually been getting. It's not as much as you've been getting, but I've been getting a lot about number 3 being a jobber. Let me just say, going in, I had no idea. That was just a prediction. I had no idea AJ Styles was even going to be in the Rumble. I thought they were going to save that for the day after, partly. I just thought number 3 was just going to be someone's going to be thrown right in, right out. And obviously I was, if you could tell by me and her's reactions, we were shocked when number 3 was AJ Styles.
Of course we were. I mean, it was super special to see that moment because, you know, Styles has been in the game for almost 20 years. So the fact that
and was yet to be in the WWE.
The fact that he finally came to WWE after so many offers, you know, I know he got lowballed for so many years, but the fact that he came was just super epic and it was just super fun to see. And I know, like, the suspense wasn't extreme because we did all expect it from, you know, the news outlets saying it for weeks. But
and I thought if Styles was going to come in, I thought personally he was going to be in like the middle, maybe 5 or 6 at the earliest. I wasn't expecting number 3. And I've gotten a couple of people who trashed me for saying he was going to get thrown right in, right out. Well,
yes, you got a lot of that.
Due to WWE's treatment of people who have come from outside companies, it's not outlandish to think that because Vince doesn't like people who make name for themselves
in other promotions,
which we could see people from WCW. AJ was one of TNA's top guys for a decade.
And also had a huge run in NJPW as well. And he makes a really valid point there because, you know, I know people might trash him for right now, even with this opinion, which I do actually agree with his opinion here. I do agree because we really don't know the way AJ is going to be booked. And I mean, from a fantasy perspective, both of us are huge fans. So we want to see AJ go to the moon in WWE. But is it going to happen? We really don't know.
He might be treated right for a couple months, but then who knows after that?
Exactly. You don't really know with Vince. And, you know, just based on NXT guys, look at all the NXT guys. They get treated like a pile of dog crap because it's not Vince's baby.
And even Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was getting crapped up for the longest time. The crowd had to really uproar for him to get pushed.
Yeah. Like, Daniel Bryan is the true story of an underdog, and just saying, like, it happened last night, he retired, it's, you know, the wrestling world took a huge loss, and it's super bittersweet.
I personally think they could have given him one more match, but
he couldn't do it. His body couldn't physically do it, and I mean, you have to respect that. I mean, it's sad. I've been watching Daniel Bryan since 2005. I went to a lot of ROH shows growing up.
As have I. However, I just have to say, if so many doctors are clearing him, I just don't understand. Maybe, I don't know what WWE's logic was in not letting him.
Well, he took another brain test a week ago, and they said he wasn't deemed to come back. So, I mean, it is sad. But another comment that I quickly want to address regarding me is Rusev. Everybody and their mother keeps asking me about Rusev. Okay, Rusev to me is a guy who is very overlooked. Very, very, very talented. I know his wife causes a lot of nuclear heat in the back. However, I don't really care about Lana. I care about Rusev as an athlete. I think he's a really good athlete. He's very strong. I feel like he's very agile for his size. I feel like he has a unique look. However, I do understand that not everybody is going to like him. I know a lot of people don't like the gimmick. But, you know, he is a very solid mid-carder. So, you know, I'm sorry for rooting for someone that you don't like. Like, I'm sorry that, you know, I see the good in him. I'm sorry I see the good in Kevin Owens. I'm sorry I see the good in Wyatt. I like all those guys. If you don't like those guys, that's okay. But that doesn't make my opinion invalid. It makes it just as valid as yours.
She was like, Rusev was going to go far. Unfortunately, Rusev was the first one in, first one out.
But was it that outlandish knowing he is a good upper mid-carder?
No, Rusev could have gone.
Thank you.
I thought Rusev was gonna go at least halfway through the Rumble.
All of my friends thought so as well, and they're huge fans.
I didn't think he was gonna be.
I didn't think he was going to be number one. But you know what? I understand why. Because Vince is mixing personal with business. And it's sad. It really is sad. But he's getting buried just because of the whole Lana having nuclear heat backstage. I get it. It's sad, though. It's sad. But it is what it is. One last comment I want to address. Brock Lesnar. I've gotten a lot of hate. He's seen it with his own eyes. People calling me out, calling me a bitch. Look. I've never been a fan of part-timers. I've never been a fan. That's why I've always been so pro CM Punk, because he was like the total antithesis of a part-timer. He was all about, busting your ass day in and day out on the road 24/7, doing the best that you can. Lesnar comes in when he wants to for the paycheck, comes out when he wants to. That's it. Lesnar even admitted that on Stone Cold's podcast, where he is only there for the money. If you don't believe me, watch it on the network. He literally says he's only there for the money. So honestly, he does a suplex here and there. He's so predictable. To me, it just doesn't sell. It's so 2012. It's 2016 now. Lesnar's time has gone. And
The thing is, he's a sell though.
Even though he's a sell, that doesn't mean that people like me have to like him.
I mean, I just hope that he could put somebody over. That's all I care about. I mean, is Lesnar talented? He's not what he was in his first run in WWE in 2002 to 2004. But he's not he's overrated. I mean,
Lesnar is very overrated. The Suplex City chants, it is what it is. I know he's a name and I know he's a draw, but doesn't mean that we have to like him, because we really don't like him. So we will be back for the Fastlane reaction video. It's going to be epic. Hopefully the pay-per-view is going to be well, and we're going to keep doing reaction videos, and we'll do topic videos here and there when we get some time. Obviously we're going to try to do videos weekly, but the next video will be the Fastlane reaction. One thing I want to address, it's been I don't know how long it's been, but it's very rare to see two Divas matches on a pay-per-view. So we're super stoked for Sasha and Becky. They're both killing it in their own right. And hopefully one of those girls become, Divas champion at WrestleMania. It'd be really nice to see. We quickly want to plug two people. Number one, we're going to plug our friend Mike. He's a wrestling YouTuber as well. Super knowledgeable about the sport of wrestling. Really good. We really suggest you check out his channel. He makes a lot of great videos. He just made an amazing video, a top 10 post what the company can do after Mania. It's such a good video. I'm going to totally leave the link in the description, and I'm going to leave his channel in the description. His channel is MJC82190. Please subscribe to him. Tell him we sent you, because his channel is so good. He definitely deserves more views, because he's one of those people that is a hidden gem to find, and he's super knowledgeable. The next person I want to plug is my friend Rob. He's a wrestling podcast guy. He's new, and his videos are really knowledgeable as well. He does a podcast, and his YouTube name is Dude Felice, DUDEFELICE. Tell him Elena sent you, and check him out. He's also really good. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. We'll be back for Fastlane. Bye, guys.